A friend of mine, a contractor, sent me a photo last week and just said, guess. No context. Just a single slope steel shell, sharp angular roofline, standing alone on a fresh concrete pad in the middle of an open field. I looked at that photo for a good 10 seconds before I answered. I guess $250,000, maybe more once it was finished out. He told me the shell alone, just the structure standing there, cost $28,000. I'm Mason, and I had to see the line item numbers before I believed him, because a shell that cheap outbuilding homes 10 times its price sounds like something built for a thumbnail, not real life. It isn't an exaggeration. Today I'm walking you through how a $28,000 single slope shell competes with, and in several specific ways beats, a $280,000 custom home. If you want more breakdowns built on real numbers instead of guesswork, subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next one. Stick around, because near the end, I'll show you the one situation where this exact shell design ends up costing you more in the long run than a traditional build. It's a mistake I've watched trip up more than one owner who copied this design without checking their specific site first, and it's an easy one to avoid once you know what to look for. By the end of this video, you'll know what makes a single slope shell this cheap, what $280,000 custom home actually means in this comparison, where the trade-offs are hiding, and whether this design belongs on your build list for 2026. I'll say this up front so nobody feels ambushed later. This isn't a buy dirt cheap and hope story. My friend the contractor has put up close to a dozen of these shells over the past 2 years, and the $28,000 number isn't a one-off fluke or a stripped-down promotional price. It's a repeatable outcome, as long as the buyer understands exactly what that number covers and what it doesn't. That distinction is most of what separates a happy owner from a frustrated one on builds like this, and it's the thread running through everything we're about to cover. Most Barndominium shells aren't cheap, even though the whole category carries a reputation for being the budget-friendly alternative to stick-built construction. The moment you add a second roof pitch, a dormer, a valley, or an angled wing off the main structure, your steel and labor costs climb fast, and they climb in ways most first-time builders never see coming until the invoice lands on the table. Roofing alone can represent 8 to 12% of total shell cost on a typical build, and complexity in that roof line, not square footage, is one of the biggest hidden cost multipliers in the entire project. Every valley is a place where two roof planes meet, and every meeting point needs flashing, added framing, and precise waterproofing to keep it from leaking 5 years down the road. Every hip adds angle cuts that eat up more skilled labor and more time on site. A single slope roof, sometimes called a skill-ion roof, is structurally the simplest roofline you can build. One continuous plane, one pitch, no valleys, no hips, no intersecting ridgelines anywhere. And that simplicity, not some hidden discount or lower-grade material, is where the savings come from. Compare that to a typical mid-range custom home floor plan, the kind with a front-facing gable, a side wing, maybe a covered porch tucked under its own roof extension. Every one of those additions is a separate structural system that has to tie back into the main roof, and every tie-in point is labor, material, and a future maintenance concern rolled into one. None of that shows up on a brochure. It shows up on a change order 6 weeks into the build, which is exactly when most homeowners feel the sting of a complex roofline for the first time. 3 decisions stack on top of each other to land this shell at $28,000, and each one shaves cost off before the next one even comes into play. First, the single-slope roof eliminates almost all of the labor-intensive framing that comes with intersecting roof lines. Fewer cuts, fewer seams, less waterproofing detail work because water only has to shed in one direction, off one edge, into one gutter line. There's no valley for a crew to spend an extra day getting right. Second, this particular shell was kept to 1,000 square feet, roughly 24 by 42 feet. That's small enough that the steel package itself, the posts, the purlins, the roofing panels, comes in as one of the more affordable pre-engineered kit sizes on the market right now. Steel pricing scales with both square footage and structural complexity, and this design keeps both numbers as low as they can reasonably go. Third, and this is the part people miss when they see the number floating around online, it's shell only. Steel frame, roofing, and exterior siding. No foundation, no interior framing, no insulation, no electrical, no plumbing, no interior finishes of any kind. That $28,000 gets you a weather-tight, structurally sound shell. It does not get you a livable home, and anyone selling you that idea is skipping a step on purpose. Pricing on kits like this has stayed relatively steady heading into 2026, since steel costs settled after a few volatile years. But regional freight and crane rental for the erection phase still swing the final number by a few $1,000s, depending on how far the supplier is from the job site. That's worth asking about early, before you fall in love with a quote that assumes a delivery radius you don't actually fall inside of. I want to be straight with you here, because this is exactly where a lot of these videos get sloppy with the numbers and let a misleading figure do all the heavy lifting. The $28,000 figure is the shell, full stop. Once you add a foundation, insulation, electrical rough-in and finish work, plumbing, drywall, flooring, and cabinetry, a fully livable version of this exact 1,000 square foot structure typically lands somewhere between $95,000 and $140,000, depending on your finish level and your local labor rates in 2026. That's still well below $280,000. It is not, however, a $28,000 finished home. And I'd rather lose you here than have you show up to a lender or a contractor with the wrong number in your head. Foundation choice alone moves that finished number more than almost anything else on the list. A basic monolithic slab on stable, level ground can come in under $10,000. Push that to a frost-protected footing in a colder climate, or a full basement foundation if your local codes or your lot's drainage call for one. And you can add $20,000 to $35,000 before you've framed a single interior wall. If you're pricing this out for your own property, get the foundation quote locked in before you fall in love with the finished renderings. So if the finished cost isn't $28,000, where does the Outbuilds a $280,000 custom home comparison actually come from? Let's look at what this shell is up against, because that's where this gets interesting. Step inside the finished version, and the first thing you notice is the ceiling. A single slope roofline means one wall of the great room soars to 14 or 16 feet, while the opposite wall sits at a standard 9 feet. That difference in height creates a band of clear-story window space running along the entire high wall, flooding the room with steady, north-facing, indirect light all day long. No glare, no harsh, shifting shadows, just even natural light from morning to evening. Now, picture that same effect in a traditional stick-built custom home. That same soaring wall, that same clear-story glazing, doesn't happen by accident in conventional framing. It requires custom engineering, custom trusses cut specifically for that transition, and considerably more skilled labor to execute cleanly. Builders I've spoken with estimate that replicating this feature in traditional construction adds $40,000 to $70,000 in structural and labor costs alone, stacked on top of an already higher per square foot baseline that traditional construction carries into the project from day one. But the light and the ceiling height are only the first advantage. Look at what the shell is built from, and a second one shows up. Steel framing doesn't warp, doesn't rot, and doesn't attract termites the way dimensional lumber can over a 20 or 30-year span. A traditional custom home built from wood framing needs periodic pest treatment, moisture monitoring in the crawl space or attic, and eventual repair of any framing member that takes on water damage. None of that maintenance burden applies here in the same way, and that's not a cosmetic difference. It's a line item most custom home buyers never budget for until year 12 or 15, when the bill shows up anyway. Then there's the exterior skin itself. Metal roofing and metal siding. The two materials this shell is built from routinely last 40 to 60 years with minimal upkeep, compared to 15 to 25 years for standard asphalt shingle and vinyl or fiber cement siding on a comparable custom build. A homeowner in the traditional build is budgeting for at least one full re-roof and possibly a re-siding job within the life of their mortgage. The shell owner, in most climates, isn't. Put those three things together: the light-filled great room a custom builder charges a premium for, the near elimination of rot and pest-related repair costs, and a roof and exterior that can outlast the traditional alternative by 2 to 3 decades, and the Outbuilds claim stops being about one architectural trick. It becomes a three-part case. design impact, structural longevity, and exterior durability, all riding on the back of the cheapest roofline decision available. There's a fourth point worth mentioning briefly, and it's about resale rather than day-to-day living. Appraisers in most markets are still catching up to how they value steel frame shells with finished interiors, which means valuation can occasionally lag slightly behind a comparable wood-frame custom home in the same neighborhood, at least on paper. That's changing as barndominiums become more common and more comparable sales show up in county records. But if resale timing matters to you in the next few years, ask a local appraiser or agent how steel frame builds are currently trending in your specific county before you finalize anything. There's a structural upside here, too, separate from the cost and durability story. A single-slope roof sheds wind more predictably than an intersecting roofline because there are no valleys where debris, standing water, or ice can collect and slowly cause leaks over the years. Fewer roof penetrations and fewer seams generally means fewer long-term maintenance points of failure, which matters a lot more once you're the one climbing up there to check on it every fall. The trade-off, and it's a fair one, is usable interior ceiling height on the low side of the structure. Left unaddressed in the layout, that low wall can feel cramped, especially in bedrooms or hallways placed on that side of the building where the ceiling drops towards standard height or lower. This is exactly why in almost every well-designed version of the shell, the great room, the tallest and most striking part of the space, sits under the high side of the slope, while private rooms like bedrooms and bathrooms go under the low side, where the lower ceiling reads as cozy instead of cramped. Structural engineers who work with pre-engineered steel kits point to one more advantage worth knowing about. Snow and live load ratings on a single slope design are simpler to calculate and certify than on a roof with multiple planes meeting at odd angles. In regions that see heavy snow accumulation, that translates into a more straightforward permitting process because your engineer isn't stress testing several intersecting load paths, just one continuous one. Builders who've worked in both mountain and coastal markets tell me permitting on a single slope shell typically moves a few weeks faster than on a comparably sized home with a broken roofline, purely because there's less for the reviewing engineer to check. Insulation strategy matters just as much as layout on a roofline like this. Because the roof deck is exposed on the interior in a lot of open concept versions of this design, spray foam applied directly to the underside of the roofing panels tends to outperform traditional bad insulation here, both for R value and for controlling condensation on the metal. It costs more upfront, typically a few $1,000s more across a shell this size, but it heads off the single most common complaint owners have with metal roof structures: dripping condensation on a cold morning after a humid night. Quick warning here, because this is the mistake I see most often. The single biggest error with single slope shells is orienting the building without carefully considering which direction that high wall of windows actually faces. Get it wrong, and you either lose the natural light advantage completely, or you end up with a dramatic wall of glass staring straight at your neighbor's driveway instead of your view, your trees, or your open sky. Before you commit to this shell design, walk your lot and confirm your high wall orientation first, on foot, at different times of day if you can. It costs you nothing to check, and it's the single decision that determines whether this design earns its reputation on your property. Now, the exception I told you to stick around for. There's one scenario where this design backfires, and it's the one I promised you at the top. If your lot doesn't have a clear, unobstructed direction to orient that tall, clear-story wall, dense tree cover, a north-south lot constraint that boxes you in, a neighboring structure sitting too close for comfort, you lose the primary advantage of this design outright. At that point, you're paying for a striking architectural feature that either floods the wrong room with harsh afternoon heat gain, or gets blocked by a fence or a tree line and does nothing useful for you at all. In hot southern climates especially, a poorly oriented clear-story wall can spike your cooling costs enough over just a few summers to erase the upfront savings this shell was supposed to hand you. If that's your situation, a standard gable roof with strategically placed, well-shaded windows will actually serve you better and cost less to condition over the long run, even though it starts out as a less dramatic shell. There's a middle option too, worth mentioning before we move on. A few builders now offer a modified single slope with a shorter overhang and low emissivity, tinted glazing on the high wall instead of clear glass. It softens the light penalty in a hot climate without abandoning the design entirely, and it typically adds only a few $100s per window rather than forcing you into a completely different roofline. If your lot is borderline, not a clear no, but not ideal either, that's the option to ask your builder about before you rule the whole design out. The $28,000 number holds up. The architectural payoff holds up, but it only works if your specific lot lets you use the one feature that makes this design special in the first place. Check that before you check anything else. The honest verdict: no hedging. A single slope shell like this can start around $28,000 for the structure alone. A fully finished version typically lands between $95,000 and $140,000, still a fraction of a comparable $280,000 custom build, and one that comes with better long-term durability built in, not bolted on. The savings hold up, and the design logic behind them holds up under scrutiny. But confirm your lot orientation before you commit to anything on paper, and factor your climate into how much glass you put on that high wall. Get those two things right, and this is one of the most cost-efficient architectural statements you can build in 2026. Quick recap before we close this out. Shell cost: around $28,000. Finish cost: $95,000 to $140,000, depending on foundation and finish level. Durability advantage: decades longer on the roof and siding, with far less pest and rot exposure than a wood-framed equivalent. Orientation and climate: the two variables that decide whether any of the above applies to your particular property. Walk through those four in order, and you'll know within an afternoon whether this design belongs on your shortlist. One question before you go: does your lot have a clear direction to orient a wall like this? Or are you dealing with trees, neighbors, or a tricky lot shape that complicates it? Drop it in the comments and tell me your specific situation. I read every comment in the first 24 hours, and it shapes which designs and breakdowns we cover next. If you want the real numbers behind builds like this instead of just the highlight reel, subscribe and turn on notifications. We break down builds like this every week. See you in the next one.